Welcome to consumergoodsanalytics.com. My name is Santiago Restrepo and I'll be showcasing an advanced visualization techniques that's called Bead Necklace Charts. So the Bead Necklace Charts are great to be able to understand the product mix, what are the different price points for a specific brand or retailer, and also they're great to understand what are the top selling product hierarchies, for example SKU in this case, and if that specific SKU is increasing or decreasing. So how to interpret the chart? In this axis we have the different prices and each of the bubbles is a different SKU. The size of the bubble represents the total dollar sales, and then the color represents the percentage change versus the previous period. So for example, this SKU over here has a high price. It's towards $96 exactly. The percentage change versus the previous period is minus 11%, which is blue because that's better than most of the other SKUs, and it's a big bubble, so it shows that it's one of the top selling SKUs. So that's how to interpret the chart. Now let's look at a few key insights that are very easy to see with this type of visualizations. The first one is we can see which of the brands has a better mix. So for example, in this case, brand 3 has a lot of the best selling SKUs here in the high end, while brand number 5 seems to be more like a value brand with a lot of the top selling SKUs here in the bottom end of the corner. So it's pretty easy to identify and see the brand performance and where in the price points are they being focused on. Another pretty quick insight and pretty helpful is looking at areas with a lot of blue and big circles. So for example, brand number 1 has a lot of big blue circles here in the price points between 69 and 75. So that brand is really growing there. If it's one of our brands, great. If it's one of the competitors' brand, then there's maybe some actions that we can take and reduce the growth of those specific SKUs in the industry. A third insight is, for example, this brand number 2 has a very narrow price range. Most of the SKUs are here between $50 and $60. So if we own brand number 2 and if one of ours, maybe we can consider expanding the product line and launching better SKUs here to higher price points, or other SKUs here to a lower end of the market. Now we'll show you also how to interact with the chart with a few examples. So if we only want to look at the big SKUs, for example the ones that are above 24,000 units, we can use the slider and just look at those specific SKUs. If we also only want to look at the best performing SKUs, we can also slide, and let's see, we just want to see the ones that are bigger than minus let's say 17%. So then those would be the specific SKUs, and we can see which of those are the SKUs. Another way to interact with the dashboard is looking at the SKU rank. So if we only want to see like the top 10 selling SKUs, then I just click the top 10 and it just shows us the top 10 selling SKUs in the industry, and we can see the ones that are growing are the blue ones, the ones that are not doing as well are the red ones. And we can also interact with the different brands. If I'm only interested in seeing brand 1, I can click in brand 1 and see it with a lot of details. If I want to see how retailer 1 is performing across brands, I can click in retailer 1 and then we'll see how it's interacting. So this type of visualization is very interactive, very easy to use, and very, very helpful. So let's look at another similar examples. We can also look at analysis by retailer. So instead of having brands, we can see the different retailers, and again we can see the retailer number 1 has sort of the best mix of products, and retailer number 3 has a huge volume, big circles, but a lot of their sales are more in the lower end of the market. So we can drive similar conclusions. And we can also combine both of them. We can see a chart by brand and by retailer, where we have the brand and the retailer, and we can very easily see and drive insights. We can make the same interactions with the filters and the sliders, and be able to identify the actions that we want to make in the marketplace. That's all. We hope you enjoyed this advanced visualization example. We hope you find it useful for your own situation. Please visit Consumer Goods Analytics for more information, including the data set, the actual file, where you can actually interact with the visualization yourself, and there's a lot of more great information there. Thanks.